Hey, have you ever wondered where, poetry came from? Yeah, there's a myth for that. Watch out, Jake's on the loose, and he's gonna talk about Norse mythology some more. So the Aesir gods had some neighbors called the Vanir, consisting of Njord and his two kids, Frey and Freya. There were probably a lot more Vanir gods, but Vikings were bad at writing stuff down, and we don't have any information on them. So, to fill in the gaps, I just designed some original gods myself. Sure, yeah, they look plausible. They got into an argument over something with the Aesir, which led to some warring, beheading, burning, and impalement, you know, typical neighborhood drama. But they got tired of fighting after a while and decided to call a truce, and they signified their new friendship by all spitting into a bucket together. And, not wanting to let valuable god saliva go to waste, they decided to sculpt their spit into a dude named Kvasir, who was super smart and could answer any question. What region is the Victoria Crown pigeon indigenous to? New Guinea. What's 2,347 divided by 3.681? 637.59847866742. I'll take your word for it. How many fingers am I holding up? None, because Jake was too lazy to give you actual hands. And so Kvasir traveled around the world sharing his knowledge with everyone he came across, until one day when he met two dwarves named Fjalar and Galar. Hey, what would hypothetically happen if we stabbed you directly in the chest with this knife? Well, there's a variety of possibilities, mostly fatal depending on which specific area you stab. For instance, if you severed my aorta, I'd die within seconds. Oh, that was a clever setup. And then they collected his blood and brewed it into magic beer, which granted them the ability to create beautiful poetry after drinking it, and they stored the rest inside 3 kegs to keep for themselves. Meanwhile, the gods started wondering where Kvasir went and began trying to track him down. Hey, Fjalar and Galar, I've been trying to figure out where Kvasir went off to, and I heard you guys were the last people who saw him. Any idea where he is? A great tragedy. He choked on all his knowledge and died before us. Aw, man, that really sucks. But why did you choose to relay this serious information to me through a haiku? When life is at its darkest and sorrow consumes us, beautiful words can be a candle in the night. Fjalar. I don't know what the hell that was, but it's equally suspicious. Odin's onto us. We should probably leave here to keep our beer safe. The greatest tragedy is that the things we hold most dear are the things we must hide from the envy of others. Fjalar. Yeah, sure. Oh wait, I gotta keep the meter. Damn, haikus are hard. So they found a nice home owned by a friendly Jotun couple and politely asked them for room and board. And by that I mean they committed 2 more counts of first-degree murder. But they forgot about their son Sudung, who returned after picking up some groceries. And when he saw what the dwarves had done, he took them out to the middle of a lake to amicably settle their conflict. And by that I mean leave them on a rock to drown once the tide rolled in. Okay, I get you're mad, very understandable, but we can't swim, so... Yeah, that's kind of the idea, though I'd be happy to let you back on board if you can offer me some compensation for my trouble, assuming you have something roughly equivalent in value to the 2 loving parents you murdered. Don't seek treasure from others. Seek the means to find treasure within yourself. My inner power. Fjalar. What the fuck does that mean? We have magic beer. Syllable, haikus are stupid. So Sudung took the beer kegs in exchange for sparing Fjalar and Galar's lives, and he hid them under a mountain and made his extremely lonely daughter Gunnlod stand guard. But once word got around, Odin devised a plan to steal back Kvasir's remains and put on his best disguise. Then he went to the home of Sutun's brother Bougie and came across his slaves working outside. Hello, gentlemen. Just your average unsuspecting traveler passing through. How are your days going? Not super great. All our scythes have gone dull, so they're not good at cutting grass anymore. Also, we're slaves. Well, I can solve one of those problems, but probably not the one you were hoping for. And Odin brought out a whetstone and sharpened all their blades. Wow, these are super good at cutting grass now. What a nifty little device. This is almost as good as paid labor and the right to personal autonomy. At least I assume. And it can be one of yours for just 27 payments of $4.99. Oh, darn, we don't really have any money. No worries, I'll just give it for free to whoever can catch it. Haha, the classic make 9 people accidentally dismember each other with scythes trick. Works every time. And then he visited Bougie in his home. Hey there, I'm Bulwark, and I just wanted to inquire about this help wanted sign outside your establishment. Yeah, all my slaves just randomly killed each other. Dumbasses must have fallen for the old make 9 people accidentally dismember each other with scythes trick. I hear that one works every time. Well, I would be happy to offer my services. That sounds good, but I'm not super experienced when it comes to compensating people for labor. What do wage workers normally get paid nowadays? I believe the minimum wage in this province is a sip from 3 kegs of magical poetry beer. Oh cool, I think my brother has some of those, so I can probably hook you up. You're hired. And so Bulwark worked for Bougie that whole summer, doing the work of 9 men, and he totally crushed it. But when Bougie came to Sudung to ask for the magic beer, his brother refused to share it, so he and Bulwark started digging into the mountain lair where the kegs were stored. And once they made a hole, Odin turned himself into a snake and slipped inside, leaving Bougie behind. Aw man, looks like I fell for for the classic disguise yourself as a mysterious traveler, then plan a heist only to abandon your accomplice at the last minute by transforming into a snake trick. Not again. And once Odin was deep under the mountain, he saw that Sudung's daughter Gunnlod was there guarding the magic beer kegs. Hey, how did you get in here? You better not be trying to steal my dad's poetry beer. Actually, ma'am, I came here looking for a beautiful young woman, and it looks like I found one. These have been the most wonderful 3 days of my life. I would do anything for you. Well, now that you mention it, I was wondering if maybe I could have some of your dad's poetry beer? I guess that's okay, but only one sip from each keg, alright? Cool, thanks. So, I gotta go. I'll call you. Bye. And Odin turned into a bird and started booking it back to Asgard. And Sudung saw and started chasing after him, but Odin used a special maneuver to block his advances. And then he barfed up the poetry beer into 3 vats, securing it for the gods. And now Odin sneaks it into some people's drinks, granting them the ability to create beautiful poetry. And the portion that came out his other end gets served to mediocre animators. Hey, thanks for watching my video. I want to give a big shout out to Adam B from Ludohistory for all the help he's been in my research, and if you look to your left, you can check out one of his much more educational videos about Norse mythology. Or you can just stick to my mythology videos, which are already 100% accurate and not embellished or oversimplified in any way ever. Anyway, it's 2 AM and I'd like to finish editing this video, so like, comment, subscribe, bye.